Hey, deep divers. Today we're diving into AI, but specifically how to tell if text was written by a human or a machine.
Oh, yeah. It's getting hard to tell.
Yeah.
Really hard.
So you sent us this research paper on Synthed Text, a new method for watermarking AI-generated text.
That's right.
And trust me, deep divers, this is way cooler than it sounds.
It is. With AI becoming so sophisticated, it's increasingly difficult to distinguish between something written by a person
Right.
and something created by an AI, like ChatGPT.
Yeah.
This paper explores watermarking AI-generated text as a possible solution. It's like embedding a secret code right into the text itself.
Okay, so first things first, why is this even a problem? Can't we usually tell if something sounds like it was written by a robot?
You're right. We used to be able to.
Right. But I mean, we've all seen those spam comments and clunky translations.
Right. Those were the old days. AI-generated text is becoming incredibly advanced.
Yeah.
We're talking about text that is grammatically flawless, stylistically consistent, and even capable of mimicking human creativity. The lines are blurring fast.
That's a little scary.
It is a little scary.
Yeah.
Think about it. How much do you rely on online reviews when you're making a purchase? What if you couldn't be sure if those glowing testimonials were from real customers or AI bots designed to manipulate your opinion?
That is unsettling.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens when we can't tell the difference between human and AI-generated text? What are the implications?
Well, the implications are huge,
Yeah.
potentially affecting almost every aspect of our lives.
Oh, wow.
Think about the spread of misinformation online.
Right.
What if you couldn't tell if a news article was written by a real journalist or an AI churning out propaganda?
Yeah, that's scary.
Or imagine students using AI to write their essays or even scientific papers being generated by machines. It challenges our fundamental understanding of authorship and authenticity.
You're right, that's a big deal. And it makes this whole watermarking thing seem a lot more important. But the paper mentions some methods already being used to try and detect AI-generated text. Can you walk us through those?
Absolutely. One common approach is retrieval-based detection. This involves comparing a piece of text against a massive database of known AI-generated content. It's essentially a giant plagiarism checker for AI.
Okay.
But like any plagiarism checker, it has limitations.
Oh, sure.
It needs a constantly updated database, which raises privacy concerns.
Yeah.
Plus, it's not foolproof because new AI content is being generated all the time.
So what about those online tools that claim they can tell if something was written by AI? I've seen a bunch pop up recently.
Yeah, those tools likely rely on what's called post hoc detection. They use statistical analysis or train AI classifiers to spot patterns and quirks that might reveal an AI's writing style.
Oh, okay.
However, these methods are often inconsistent and susceptible to bias. As AI gets better, these tools need constant updates to keep up.
It definitely sounds like we need a more robust solution.
Yeah.
Something that's baked into the process from the start.
Definitely.
And that's where this Synthed Text comes in, right?
Exactly.
This whole idea of a hidden watermark.
Synthed Text represents a totally different approach. Instead of trying to detect AI-generated text after it's written,
Right.
this method embeds a hidden marker during the generation process.
Oh.
Almost like a hidden signature. It's called generative watermarking.
Generative watermarking.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds intriguing. But how does it actually work? Explain it to me like I'm five.
All right, imagine it like this. As the AI writes, it's also playing a secret word game.
Okay.
Each word gets a score based on a hidden code.
Okay.
And words with higher scores are more likely to be chosen by the AI. This subtly influences the AI's word choices without changing the overall meaning or readability of the text.
So the AI is still making choices.
Yes.
But it's being nudged towards certain words based on this hidden code.
Yes.
Kind of like an invisible hand guiding its writing.
Precisely. And to detect the watermark later, a special decoder is used.
Okay.
It can analyze the text, pick up on those unusual word choices, and reveal the hidden watermark.
So this watermark is invisible to us while we're reading,
Yeah.
but detectable if you know what to look for.
Exactly.
But wouldn't a hidden code make the text sound weird
That's a good question.
or robotic? Like, wouldn't it be obvious that something is off?
That's what makes Synthed Text so fascinating and potentially groundbreaking.
Yeah.
This watermark is designed to be undetectable to the average reader.
Really?
It doesn't affect the quality or readability of the text. It's like a ghost in the machine, there but unseen.
So you're telling me they can embed this watermark without it sounding strange or artificial?
Yes.
Seriously.
Right.
Did they actually test this out in the real world? Because that
Right.
sounds almost too good to be true.
They did, and the results are pretty compelling. Google actually incorporated a version of Synthed Text into its Gemini chatbot,
Oh, wow.
and millions of users interacted with it. And get this, there was no noticeable difference in user satisfaction between the watermarked and unwatermarked responses. People couldn't tell the difference.
Hold on. So they were basically watermarking AI text without anyone even noticing.
Exactly. And here's the kicker.
Okay.
On top of being invisible to users, Synthed Text was incredibly effective at detecting AI-generated text, even with short samples. It actually outperformed other watermarking methods.
Okay, color me impressed. This is starting to sound like a real solution to the problems we talked about earlier. Just imagine you could quickly check if that viral tweet or that online review was actually written by a human.
Exactly.
That would be amazing.
The possibilities are pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And here's another plus. It's fast and scalable. They can implement it even in large, complex AI systems without bogging them down.
This is all very exciting, but I have a feeling there's a but coming.
There is.
No system is perfect, right?
You're right. The paper acknowledges that Synthed Text isn't a silver bullet. For one thing, it depends on everyone agreeing to use this type of watermarking. Think about open source AI models, where anyone can use them.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee that everyone will play by the rules.
That's true. And even if everyone did agree to use it, wouldn't people try to find ways to break the system?
Yeah.
To remove or forge the watermark?
Of course.
Yeah.
The paper mentions potential vulnerabilities, like attacks that attempt to remove or forge watermarks.
Right.
Just like with any security measure, a constant arms race between those trying to protect information and those trying to circumvent it.
So this Synthed Text is a huge step in the right direction,
Yes.
but it's not a foolproof solution. But what does this all mean for you, our listener? Why should you care about this whole AI watermarking thing?
It's an important step towards building trust and accountability in the age of AI. As AI integrates more and more into our lives, tools like Synthed Text could help us navigate the increasingly blurred lines between human and machine creation.
That's a great point. So there you have it, Deep Divers, part 1 of our deep dive into AI watermarking. We've talked about the growing problem of distinguishing human-written text from AI-generated content,
Yes.
the limitations of existing detection methods,
Mm-hmm.
and introduced Synthed Text, this promising new approach with this whole invisible watermark thing. But we're not done yet.
We're not. In part 2, we'll delve deeper into how this watermarking magic actually works.
Sounds good.
We'll also explore its potential impact on the future of AI. Because this is about more than just spotting fake reviews or detecting cheating students. It's about shaping the future of information itself.
Ooh, that sounds intense. We'll see you back here for part 2, where we'll continue to untangle this fascinating topic. Stay tuned.
See that?
Welcome back, Deep Divers. We're continuing our deep dive into the world of AI watermarking, and last time we left off talking about this game-changing approach called Synthed Text. It's designed to embed an invisible watermark directly into AI-generated text. But I'll be honest, I'm still a little fuzzy on how this secret word game actually works.
I'm happy to break it down further. The key is that Synthed Text influences the AI's word choices as it's writing. To do this, it uses multiple random watermarking functions.
Okay, watermarking functions. It sounds a bit complicated. Maybe you can give us an analogy to help us wrap our heads around it.
Sure. Think of it like a talent show, where the judges each have their own scoring system. Each watermarking function acts like a judge, looking at a word and assigning it a score based on a secret code derived from a watermarking key.
So each word gets multiple scores, like contestants getting judged on different criteria.
You got it. And just like a talent show, these scores influence which words are most likely to be chosen by the AI as it constructs the sentence.
So the AI is still making decisions, but it's being subtly nudged towards certain words based on these hidden scores. It's like a secret influence campaign on the AI's vocabulary.
Exactly. And because these scoring functions are based on a secret code, the resulting word choices form a pattern that can be detected later. This is the watermark.
So clever. But wouldn't it take a supercomputer to keep track of all these functions and scores?
That's the beauty of Synthed Text. The detection process doesn't require a ton of computing power. To check for the watermark, all you need is the text, the watermarking key, and the algorithm to analyze the pattern of word choices.
Yeah.
You don't need to run the entire AI model again.
Okay, I'm starting to see the potential here, but the paper mentioned something called non-distortion. What does that mean exactly?
It means that the watermarking process doesn't change the meaning or quality of the text. This is important because we don't want watermarked text to sound weird or unnatural. And there are different levels of non-distortion, depending on how much control you want over the text.
So there are options for fine-tuning the watermarking depending on the specific needs. Can you give me an example?
Sure. The simplest level is called single token non-distortion. This basically means that, on average, the watermarking doesn't change the probability of any individual word being chosen. It's like subtly shuffling a deck of cards. The same cards are there, just in a slightly different order.
So even with the watermark, the text still flows naturally and sounds like something a human would write.
That's the goal.
That's reassuring. But I'm guessing there's a trade-off here.
There is.
Yeah.
The stronger the non-distortion, the more difficult it might be to detect the watermark. It's a delicate balance between preserving text quality and ensuring the watermark is robust enough to be reliably detected.
Fascinating. It sounds like the researchers behind Synthed Text really thought this through. In part one, we talked about how they tested it out on Google's Gemini chatbot. What did they learn from those real-world experiments?
Well, one of the most significant findings was that even with millions of user interactions, there was no noticeable difference in user satisfaction between watermarked and unwatermarked responses. This suggests that Synthed Text can preserve text quality even in a real-world setting.
So it passed the user experience test with flying colors. But they also did some smaller, more controlled experiments too, right?
Yes, they conducted human preference tests, asking people to compare watermarked and unwatermarked text and rate them across several criteria. They looked at things like grammaticality, relevance, helpfulness, and overall quality.
What were the results? Could people tell the difference?
They found no significant difference in preferences. People couldn't reliably tell which text was watermarked.
Wow, that's really convincing. It seems like this watermark is truly invisible to the average reader. But what about those who are looking for the watermark? How well does the detection actually work?
That's where it gets really exciting. They compared Synthed Text to other existing watermarking methods, and the results are pretty impressive. Synthed Text consistently outperformed the competition, demonstrating higher detection rates across different text lengths and AI models. It's not just a good idea on paper, it actually works.
So they proved it's possible to create this invisible watermark, and they've shown that it's really effective at detecting AI-generated text. That's huge. And it sounds like they can add this watermark to existing AI systems without slowing them down, right?
Right. Generative watermarking, like Synthed Text, only slightly modifies the text generation process, so the computational overhead is very low. They even tested it with a technique called speculative sampling, which is used to speed up text generation in large AI systems, and found that it worked seamlessly.
Okay. I have to admit, I'm starting to get excited about the possibilities here. Imagine a world where we can easily check if that viral tweet, that product review, or even a news article was written by a human or an AI. It could change how we evaluate information online.
Exactly. This technology could have a huge impact on everything, from combating misinformation to ensuring academic integrity to verifying the authenticity of online content.
But before we get carried away, let's not forget about the limitations we talked about earlier. Synthed Text relies on widespread adoption, and it's not completely immune to attacks.
True. And even with those limitations, there are still larger questions to consider. What are the implications of this technology for society as a whole?
Right, like what could go wrong? And what are the ethical considerations? Is this the beginning of a kind of digital arms race?
These are all important questions that we'll delve into in the next part of our deep dive. We'll explore the potential impact of AI watermarking on a future of information and grapple with some of the ethical challenges it presents.
This is definitely getting me thinking. So, deep divers, that's it for part 2 of our exploration of AI watermarking. We've dug into the inner workings of Synthed Text, looked at its real-world performance, and started to ponder some of the bigger questions it raises.
In part 3, we'll wrap up by discussing the broader implications of AI watermarking and consider potential future developments. We'll leave you with some thought-provoking questions to ponder as we navigate this uncharted territory. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, deep divers. We've been on quite a journey exploring this world of AI watermarking.
We have.
And I gotta say,
Yeah.
my mind is like buzzing with all the possibilities,
Yeah.
but maybe with a little apprehension too.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Right.
As with any powerful new technology, there are both exciting opportunities and potential risks to consider.
Okay, so in the first two parts, we covered a lot of ground.
We did.
We talked about the challenges of, how to even tell if something's written by a human or AI,
Right.
the limitations of existing detection methods.
Yes.
And then, of course, we dove deep into Synthed Text,
Ah,
this groundbreaking approach that can embed a hidden watermark directly into AI-generated text.
right. And we even saw how Synthed Text kind of passed the test, so to speak, in the real world,
Right.
maintaining text quality while remaining detectable.
Oh, right.
But now, let's step back and consider the bigger picture.
Okay.
What are the broader implications of AI watermarking? Not just for detecting AI-generated text, but for the future of information itself.
That's a really great question because it really does feel like kind of a turning point, right?
It does.
We're in this era where it's just getting harder and harder to tell what's real and what's not online. I mean, AI can create images, videos,
Yes.
music, and now even text. That's like incredibly convincing.
Exactly.
Ugh.
And as AI becomes even more sophisticated, that line between human and machine creation will only get blurrier.
Right.
In that context, watermarking technologies like Synthed Text could play a crucial role in preserving trust and accountability online.
So it could be valuable for like
Sure.
news organizations, researchers, educators, like anybody who needs to verify, like, is this authentic?
Exactly. Imagine a world where every piece of AI-generated content came with a built-in authenticity stamp. It could revolutionize how we consume and share information online.
It's almost like this whole new layer of trust is being like built into the digital world.
Exactly.
But like we talked about earlier,
Ah.
there are potential downsides too.
There are. We need to have open discussions about the ethical implications.
Right.
Involving experts from various fields, not just tech companies.
Yeah.
We need to think about questions of transparency, consent, and control.
Right. Like who decides what gets watermarked?
Exactly. And how is that information used?
Yeah.
What about the potential for misuse?
Right. What could go wrong? Could this technology be used to, limit creativity, censor certain types of content,
Oh, yeah?
or even create a system of digital surveillance where, everything we create online is tracked and monitored?
Absolutely. All valid concerns.
Right.
It's essential to address them proactively to ensure that AI watermarking is used responsibly and ethically.
Okay, so how do we do that? What needs to happen?
Well, we need clear guidelines, robust safeguards, and ongoing oversight to prevent misuse.
So it really does sound like we're at this really critical juncture.
We are.
This technology has the potential to be like incredibly beneficial,
Yes.
but we need to proceed with like caution and thoughtfulness.
It's a balancing act. We need to embrace the possibilities while also being aware of the potential pitfalls.
So this is where you come in, deep divers.
Exactly.
We need informed citizens who understand this technology and are, engaged in these important conversations.
Exactly. Because it's not just about the technology itself. It's about the values we embed in it and the future we choose to create.
It's about all of us working together to shape the future of AI responsibly. So deep divers, that wraps up our deep dive into the world of AI watermarking. We've talked about the growing problem of distinguishing human-written text from AI-generated content, explored the limitations of existing detection methods, and dove deep into Synthed Text, this groundbreaking new approach with the whole invisible watermark. We've also explored the potential impact of AI watermarking on the future of information, and we've grappled with some of the ethical challenges it presents.
We hope this deep dive has given you a lot to think about,
Definitely.
because this is a conversation that's just beginning. We encourage you to explore the resources we've linked in the show notes, learn more about this research, and share your thoughts with others. Until next time, stay curious and stay engaged.
Bye, deep divers.